If I select these three objects, I can see that currently their left edge is 16 pico 5 from the left edge of the page. Well, that's great, but what if my art director told me to move these all over, let's say, a 1/4 inch? What's 16 pico 5 plus a 1/4 inch? I could figure out the math, but it would probably take a few minutes to find my calculator. Forget it. Let InDesign do the math for you. Every field in every panel or every dialog box, any place that you can type a number, it can do math for you. For example, if I want this field to be a 1/4 inch larger, I just click to the right of the 5 and say plus 0.25 inches. And the inches could be IN, or it could be the double quote marks, either one. InDesign's smart enough to know that means inches. Now, when I hit return or enter, it moves over exactly a 1/4 inch. It did all the math for me. So this is very handy, much better than you having to try and do stuff in your head or trying to find a calculator to do it. Let's look at some other ones. We could go to the Y field, and we could say, let's subtract. So we did addition before. Let's do a minus 10 millimeters. Right? Notice that I'm mixing and matching my measurement systems. I'm doing picas plus inches. I'm doing picas minus millimeters. It doesn't matter. As long as you specify what value it is, it'll do the math for you. So minus 10 millimeters. In this case, I'll do a shift enter, and that will move those up 10 millimeters, but it keeps the focus still in the control panel. So if I want to make further tweaks, that's okay. In this case, I'll tab over to the width field, and I'll say, you know, let's make these half as wide as they currently are. But what's 11 pica, whatever, what's half of that? Don't do the math yourself. Just type /2. And that's divided by 2. The slash key means divided. Hit return or enter, and now these are exactly half as wide as they were. This kind of math can really speed you up a lot. I really like doing these kinds of things. Now, we can also do percentages, and this is kind of handy. Let's say I want this text frame to be larger. Well, we can go up here and say, make it larger here. We could just scale this up to 140%. We could also go to just the height or the width field and change it here. We could say, let's replace this width with 140%. Now this is kind of weird. When you replace an absolute number, an actual measurement, with a percentage, InDesign is smart enough to know that what you really mean is multiply this percentage by whatever value was already there. So now this frame is 140% wider. We could also select the text in here and go up to the text size value. So it's currently 49 points. Let's make it 80%. 80% times whatever value was already there. So that's a fast way to do percentages inside any dialog box or any pane that has a number. That can be very handy. This percentage thing also works the other way. You can replace a percentage by a number. What does that mean? Well, let's say I want this image to be 100 millimeters wide, something like that. We could go up here and try and figure out what percentage this should be in the scaling field, or we could try and figure out the value, what's 100 millimeters and so on. But again, it would take too much math. Instead, we're just going to go up here and replace the 100% with 100 millimeters. And when you replace the scaling percentage with an absolute value, a measurement, InDesign does all the math for you. I'll hit enter or return, and now I know that that's exactly 100 millimeters wide. It filled that space perfectly. We can check this by right-clicking on the ruler, choosing millimeters, and we can see that this object is, in fact, 100 millimeters wide. As I said, you can mix and match your measurement systems. Now here's a list of all the measurements in InDesign, plus their codes and also some examples of how you can put them together in math equations. Letting InDesign do this kind of math for you means you get to have more time to focus on what you do best, design and layout.